So after talking about the iPhone SE 3rd generation for 45 million times now, I wanted to kind of tell you the story behind the original iPhone SE, and not necessarily tell you the story, but the fact of how important the first iPhone SE was, and why I was so excited about the 2nd gen, 3rd gen, and how Apple can possibly go and, turn this thing around. When the first iPhone SE came out, you guys would not believe how much people actually loved this specific iPhone. This wasn't really a watered down iPhone by any means. It was just a device that was supposed to be a cheaper alternative if people want a smaller iPhone, if people want something that is maybe a little bit cheaper here and there. And those are some really important things from an iPhone like this at that time. Since then, Apple has really changed their perspective. Instead of, giving us an option of having, maybe not the best iPhone, but something there that's a little bit cheaper, now it's like they're purposely trying to switch things away, and they're really deviating away from what the original iPhone SE kind of brought. That SE brought an alternative to an iPhone. If you didn't want the top tier one, well, you can always purchase the cheaper one, and you're really not giving up on too much. It's almost the same exact thing going on. Now it's like you are sacrificing way more stuff than if you just, were to buy even the $70 upgraded version for the iPhone 11. So that was another thing that I saw as well. When the original iPhone SE came out, that thing had a beautiful design to it, even though it was the same thing as the 5S. I still love this design. It was really only 2 years old as of that point. Now with the iPhone SE, that's a 5-year-old design. Whether you guys want to believe it or not, it's a 5-year-old design. And this design was only 2 years old at that point. It was smaller, but it still had the headphone jack. It still had the lightning port. It had the same internals as the iPhone 6S. And it also had the same camera as the iPhone 6S, at least on the back as well, which was another pretty big advantage of this thing. And since then, whenever I use an iPhone 6S and I use an iPhone SE, I am consistently getting a much better experience in every single area, performance, battery life, stability, from my iPhone SE than my iPhone 6S. I find it hard to kind of think to myself that the iPhone SE, currently the 3rd generation, is going to give me the same, experience compared to the iPhone 13 that it's kind of supposed to be the same kind of relationship with. 5 years from now, I don't think I'm going to look at the iPhone SE 3rd generation and say, oh, this thing is way more stable than an iPhone 13. It's way better than an iPhone 13 speed, all that stuff. I'm not going to probably think that how I think about the original iPhone SE. So in my opinion, I think Apple already kind of peaked at the original iPhone SE, and they're kind of riding that wave. We've seen also some reports that this iPhone SE isn't really going to sell as well compared to probably what Apple was expecting, which is totally okay. It's still going to sell a lot, but it is crazy to me that all Apple really has to do is now change the design. If they were to change the design of the iPhone SE 3rd generation, maybe they don't have to go and, remove the home button, but maybe they have to do something else. Maybe give us a bigger, option here, or maybe something like that, Maybe that's all they have to do, but it really doesn't make too much sense. But in my opinion, it's going to be kind of crazy because we'll probably never see an iPhone like this ever again with the original iPhone SE. So that kind of covers it. If you have any other questions or anything like that, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.